Okay, let's dive in. I want to see what are they talking about. Young black people need to grow up. Kuhle Maseko. The Kuhle Maseko is the guy you see on the screen. Let's take a listen and I don't know, but let's just listen. Okay.
Need to regain their agency. As in, when you look at the French Revolution, right, it was led by young people. You look at, the Soweto uprising, it was young people. All these various points in history where we cross the Rubicon, it's always led by young people. Now, young people in South Africa have become the slaves of the government. They've become slaves of social media. They've become slaves of communism to a point where it's I want for free.
Yeah.
I want.
Yeah, that's the
for free.
mindset we've been given.
True. And as well as if it's not I want for free, if you don't give me this, you are a bad person.
Correct.
If you don't do this for me, you are terrible. If, what you call it, let us glorify, and I'll be honest with you, online prostitution. These people that are now celebrities, quite literally, and it's in the black culture.
Yeah.
It's the funniest thing.
Of course it's us, right? Us first.
Yeah, where people are technically that,
Yeah.
were prostitutes selling themselves who now have become celebrities.
Yeah.
They are glorified. Some of them even go to schools, preparatory schools. I'm sure you've seen the videos. They go to schools and go and share motivational talks with young kids.
Yeah, about how you should be proud of your body and do whatever you want with it.
And you ask yourself, what future is there for the black man? I'm very sorry to say, but what future? I mean, I go into townships
Yeah.
and I see the despair in people's eyes, the lack of hope.
Yeah.
But people still somehow think that there's a future in BE, there's a future in communism and all that stuff. No, the issue is we need to get prosperity to come into the mindsets of our citizens in order for us to be united. And I think one thing that, and we've got shared experiences where, when you're like us, as in you live amongst different types of people, your perspective is not one-dimensional.
Correct.
You get different views on life, and then you eventually become like us or become whatever else there is, And I mean, having been through so many experiences, this is what shaped myself. I'm sure it also shaped you.
Sure, yeah.
But we need, and I'm saying this from a perspective of being black, as well as understanding that South Africa as a whole is 80-something% black. Our black people need to regain their sense of agency so that they can wake up and realize they are being fooled by the politicians from the EFF. They are being fooled from the ANC. They are being fooled from Action SA, from Mkhonto Wesizwe. These are a group of race beaters that benefit from racism. That's what they do. They benefit from racism. And you should ask yourself, you sitting there supporting BE, it's been 31 years. I sit in Soweto without a job, and I still sing BE. What's going to change in the
Still
next
think you're the white man, because it's definitely the white man's fault, right? You don't have a shot.
Mind you, what's going to happen in the next 30 years? I'll tell you what will happen. It will be 61 years of poverty. So I don't know, what do you make of
That's
this?
true. No, I think you said it right there. Our black community needs to change. Our black community needs to change. And they really don't have time on their side. It's only for so long we'll be so privileged we can go to stadiums and sing about killing white people. At some point, the International Criminal Court will look at this. Malema's been recently charged of hate speech. So we don't have a dance at the beach for any longer. It's only a matter of time, really. I honestly don't think we're in a matter of if anymore, right? If black people are being, I think it's a matter of when now. We are not the criminals, but you can tell it's coming. You can tell we're going to be. There's going to be a time where the EFF will be charged for each and every one of their crimes. Unfortunately, we work with terrible time, so that's only yet to happen. We need to change because we are reaching a time now where we're the nerds of the group. right? It's not cool to work for the Truth Report, right? It's not what Kuhle is doing online is not cool. It's cool to be the influencer that supports abortion. It's cool to be the influencer that supports ANC. It's cool to be the influencer going to schools and telling little girls they can wear short skirts and dance the night away and spend 1.5 at a club. It's cool to be the one with the OnlyFans girlfriend and the rented mansion, buying fake Lambos and promoting crypto scams and getting the fake Russian job scams, getting innocent children trafficked. That's cool. That's a cool influence in South Africa. We're the uncool ones. Being two young, independent black individuals speaking against our community for all the right moral and religious reasons is not cool. And that's the mindset that needs to change by thinking we need to fit in the times. One thing I've noticed about majority of our black community, I say majority and not all of us, because there's obviously some of us who do agree with what we say, you know, but the majority, one thing I noticed about them is that they love to fit in the times. If this was a time period where it was cool to be what we're doing, every black young individual would have been here. But because it's not cool now, right? We're in 2025, it's cool to support Harris. It's cool to go to these schools and convince the kids to support her as well. That's cool. They stick with that. When you're a follower in life, you'll barely ever achieve anything you wanted to. You'll reach an age where you go, oh man, I wonder what could have happened if I tried this. We're not doing that. We're taking an alternate path, which is why we're the hated ones. We are the black sheep in a sea of white ones. We are the dashes of pepper in the sea of salt. And you've watched us for a while. They've watched us for a while. They know the amount of hardships we've been through. Me receiving strange emails, death threats, mysterious phone calls because of the things I would be saying. And on the contrary, good emails from young guys of all races saying, wow, Sam, I really agree with what you're saying. We need to build a South Africa where we can finally stop playing the victim. You said it, apartheid ended 31 years ago. We cannot keep having a Peter Kriel with the majority circle he has walking on a podium and saying the main reason black townships are where they are today is because of apartheid. You weren't even born during apartheid and you're blaming that regime, a regime that was there when you weren't even an embryo, for your failures. That is one of the most pathetic acts of dependency I have seen in my entire life. It's been 31 years since your country has faced such a level of oppression, and you've reached an age where you have just as much opportunities, especially with a winning complexion, and you blame the township. It's very sad. That's actually really sad, because what that tells me is that you have a bunch of South Africans out there living in the townships who are going, I'm where I am today because of apartheid. Not because I didn't work hard enough, not because I didn't give myself the brain to start thinking, not because I didn't start reading, not because I wasn't motivated, not because I don't blame myself for my failures. No, it's always someone else's fault. That's the problem with the black community. Every time we fail, it's always someone else's fault. Change is good as long as the black people are on top. We want to be given everything. It's not even our fault either. Some of them don't even know they have this mindset because we were given it from day one. You must have BEE. You must have NSFAS. You must have COSATU. You must have all of that. You must have
Free health.
all of that. What do we have that isn't free? Free. What else do you want? The 3 million rand? Price has a price. Everything has a price. The NSFAS you're getting has a price. It's, by the way, in case you didn't know, it's not a bursary, it's a loan by the time you start working for the kids using NSFAS. If you didn't know this, now you do. I'm breaking the mold for you like I always do. You're gonna have to pay afterwards. And that's what many young South Africans don't know. They don't know that there will come a time where you have to pay. They don't know they're selling their souls. Imagine living in a country where your government says, oh, you're the right skin color. Let's give you BEE to start your own business. Let's give you NSFAS to fund your studies. You're going to reach a point where they say, well, we've given you all of this. It's your turn to give back. Give us your firstborn. Take him to this school so that we can teach him about communism and the ANC and why he should devote his life into the party. We are giving back without even realizing it. We are handing them a torch we unknowingly lit. And why he should devote.
Okay, listen. First of all, I don't know what to say. Okay? I don't know what to say in terms of certain things that they say. Okay? Now, I want to pick up on a point of South Africans and also when it comes to content, right? Now, what I've noticed in South Africa, unfortunately, in South Africa is defined or is described as, or is categorized as a country that is, first of all, I will use the word jolly. That means jolly. People who are always dancing, people who are always playing my piano, dancing, doing all these things. That means they describe it as a playful sort of like a country, okay? That means when you go to South Africa, it's going to be all about entertainment. It's going to be all about you dancing, having fun, drinking and everything, right? Why I'm saying that, if you go and check videos that talk about people from other African, and I'm not talking about the other countries, African, okay? Ask them about South Africa. The only thing, okay, not the only thing, but the majority of them, in most cases, they will tell you, we know South Africa, or we love South Africa for their amapiano thing, for their dancing, amapiano, their music, their what. No one talks about anything else other than entertainment part of South Africa, which is unfortunate. Right? When it comes to content in South Africa, most people, they watch more entertainment content in South Africa than educational, than videos that are going to make them aware of what is happening in their society, of what is happening in politics, of what. The last time I reacted to a video of a guy from America who is around South Africa for some time, actually he was reacting to a video of Mr. Donald Trump. When Mr. Donald Trump said that he's not coming to South Africa, he was very puzzled to say, why is Mr. Trump saying he's not coming to South Africa? And the reason is because there are a lot of things that are bad that are happening in South Africa. The guy was very surprised because he's in an entertainment space. And I was very disappointed, not only because he didn't know on what exactly was happening. I did understand because of the entertainment. He is in an entertainment space, and I do understand why he would not know and everything. But I think when it comes to politics, when it comes to content, when it comes to actually South African youth, I think more South African youth, they need to be aware of politics. They need to be aware what is going on. They need to be consuming what is going to help them to be not ignorant. Don't speak from an ignorant position. Okay? For example, Mr. Ramaphosa has made a speech. He was being asked a question about the US coming to South Africa and everything like that. So Mr. Ramaphosa said, yeah, the USA, it seems like they have changed their minds, they are sending somebody again and stuff like that. And then the White House responded, and they were responding to Mr. Ramaphosa to say, we never did any shift. We were not shifting. And if you are a person who doesn't follow politics, you will be actually lost on what are they talking about. Okay? But when you look at America, they did say actually to say, we are not coming to South Africa. Mr. Trump said we are not coming to South Africa. And initially, he wanted some people to come to South Africa, and then he withdrew them a bit. But then I think, and I'm not sure, I'm not sure that they are going to come now just for the handover or anything like that. Now, other people, they might describe that as a shift. But anyway, we are not talking about that. Now, young people in South Africa, and also everyone in South Africa, but specifically young people, we need to change in our mindset, guys, okay? And I'm very sorry, but I will tend to actually a bit agree with these guys that were talking on the video, okay? When it comes to this thing of this thing of always, when you look at situation, you look at your struggle, you look at whatever that you look at around you, and then the only people that you find to blame, it's only the people that are on the left, right? Or you can say right or left, that are on the left, right? that we describe to say the reason why we are here, it's because of whatever. The question that I have, how long are we going to be thinking like that? How long are we going to be always looking at our lives and always we think of somebody who is always out there to actually, who made our lives to be the way they are? One thing that I know, which I think it's a common knowledge, in the past, during apartheid, we know people suffered during apartheid. We know people went through whatever that they went through during apartheid. And some of them, they fought, some of them. And when they fought for a reason. And whatever reason they were fighting for, they ended up getting it. That's why some of you, you've got a privilege of actually going to study in some of the universities or schools where you were not allowed to go to actually. When some of us, okay, not some of us, in those times, they were not even allowed to go to any malls, to any places, to any toilets with white people and everything like that. But now that thing is open. So that struggle was fought and won. I believe today there's going to be a time where we close the chapter of thinking that we are always struggling. And everything that we do, everything that we want to do, we start by always blaming people or always bringing that mind that is at the back, which we should be forgetting about. The mind of thinking that we are struggling every time. If you find yourself in a situation where it's not good in your life, the environment is not good, the life actually demands you to try and fight to come out from that situation. It's not going to be easy. It has never been easy. It was never easy for anybody. Okay? Speaking about black people, because they are talking about black people, nothing will ever be easy for us, of course. All right? But I believe that if we, as I can promise you guys, a lot of these guys who are on the left, who are successful and prospering, chances are they never prospered alone like on the side. Somebody somewhere thought about them and then they were having a deal or they were having a business, they were starting a farm, they were starting whatever. They called them in. They were like, listen, we've got this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We are trying to build 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How about we come together, put our resources together? Even if you don't have a resource, we want to put you in and we want to make you to do 1, 2, 3 so that at least you can start. Okay, as black people only, just like they do in Orania. We do exactly that. The problem is when we start doing that, putting our resources together, we start having profits, we start having success. Guess what happens? The other one looks at the other one. I need more money. We start becoming greedy, we start becoming otherwise, and then we start hating each other, and then we start doing whatever, and then the whole thing collapses. Okay? That's what actually sometimes happens when it comes to these institutions of South Africa, government institutions. Okay? People, they get a state-owned enterprises there, then they get the position, they run that thing, and then they think about their friends, they think about their cousins, they think about their close friends, and then the other friend says, hey man, you got something, please, can you think about me? And then they end up putting themselves into these positions, and then later in life, we find out that actually they were appointed not in a right way, just because people, when they get into positions, okay, they don't think of, guys, when you get a position, it's either a minister, DGG, whatever it is, chief of staff, whatever, all you need to fight for, not to please any white person, not to please anyone, all you fight for is to be an excellent person. It is to implement whatever that you're supposed to be implementing. It is to become the best you can be in that position. So that even if when they give you a promotion, or even if when you leave that place, at whatever time you leave that place, because maybe you have outgrown that place and you get a promotion, or maybe you go and start your own business or you do whatever, people remember you as a person who was excellent in what they do. Okay? Now, I can understand what they are talking about, but I believe that as young people, we need to be engaging more. Because if you check the videos, that are on YouTube and also even on other platforms. Now it's better because there is social media, people are talking a lot of things, okay? And also it seems like people are becoming aware of politics, okay? But guys, I want to encourage you and say, please man, can we just move from this point of always thinking struggle? Always thinking struggle. How about we think solutions? Solutions, solutions, solutions. Because we always think about struggle, struggle. And when you listen to politicians, they always talk about struggles. They always have this thing of thinking we are always in the struggle. But how about we think solution, solution? We see a problem, we don't think about struggle. We see a problem, we think about solutions. We put solutions on the table, we implement them, and then we make changes. Right? Simple as that. It's not as simple as, of course, but listen, guys, I can promise you, some of us, when we are told truths, we get angry, we get agitated, and we get so otherwise, okay? But truths are very important so that we get triggered. So that when we get triggered, at least we can start doing something. Just like I said about Mr. Ramaphosa the last time he spoke. And I will use this as a reference to say when he spoke about the DA municipality and the ANC municipality, he was right. Because he was triggering them. He was making them angry so that they can start standing up. But anyway, that's just my opinion. You can go and watch their whole video there and everything. So I hope you enjoyed it. And please like the video, subscribe to the channel. For example, right? Now I know that I'm closing, but please give me some time, okay? You give me some time. I usually watch and look at videos that are played on YouTube. And I look at videos that are about entertainment. I'm telling you. And when people are watching they are watching things that are even fake, things that are even not real. The person when he's speaking, you can tell that this one is acting. And then when they talk about these guys, they talk about the ladies who are doing this thing of influencing and everything. Listen, guys. Every time I see any influencer, influencing, whatever, and I see on social media, it's even worse because on social media, when you go on social media, any platform, and you look at videos that get, for example, 100,000 views, even 500,000 views, it's just a lady who is just sitting there and who is just looking at the camera. He's not saying anything, just looking at the camera. And guess what happens? People, they just like. What are you liking? What are you liking? What are you liking? And you can come for me however you want to come. That's why sometimes we find ourselves in these type of situations. It's because we like things that don't make any sense. We like things that don't bring value in our lives. Okay? When you check a video that talks about something that can improve your life, you jump. You just move, you go. But anyway, it's your life. It's up to you what you decide to do. We cannot decide for you for anything, for anyone. Hope you enjoyed the video. Now I'm closing really. Have a good day. Like, subscribe, and share. Sharp, sharp.